Mr. Lamb, I have 5 o'clock.
Yes,
Just letting you know.
told you I like to start on time, but you guys ready? All right, we'll call our June 2nd special board meeting to order. And Bambi, let the minutes show that we have an established quorum. And we'll just jump straight to the action items, and quite a stack of resignations and quite a stack of hires.
Yep.
So, Mr. Wiggins.
So I asked for this special meeting because of resignations and hires. And so we have quite a few that we need to hire and basically kind of wrap up, get them on the books as being hired so that we don't go any further into the summer with them not knowing. And then we have some resignations that are kind of the same thing. They need to have something in writing or something final so that they can move on to their next position. So I've got 16 resignations tonight, certified resignations to present, and I'm going to read through these real quick. Barbara Funes, High School Spanish. Sarah Gill, High School English Language Arts. Brittany Hayden Chomposi, High School Vice Principal. Sarah Johnson, High School English Language Arts. Carly Shellhammer, High School Math Instructional Coach. Heather Wright, High School English Language Arts. Justin Blanchard, Intermediate Principal. David Moose, Intermediate Technology Essentials and Key Coding. Maddie Street, Intermediate 5th Grade Language Arts Social Studies. Alan Hardcastle, Intermediate Career Development 7th Grade Football and Varsity Baseball. Lori Boyd, Middle School 8th Grade Math. Ethan Ramsey, Middle School Project Lead the Way, Engineering. Zach King, Main Street Academy, English Language Arts. Madison Van Allen, Southside 3rd Grade. Jill Ellis, Southside Instructional Coach. Lydia Knoll, Middle School Instructional Coach. If you have any questions about any of those, in your packet you have the letters that they wrote, the letters of resignation that they wrote, and I'd be happy to address any of them. I know where most of them are going. There's a couple that I have question marks about still. But if you had any questions, I would be happy to answer those.
Did you say Sarah Gill?
I meant to, if I did not.
I don't know. Did y'all hear?
Sarah Gill, High School English Language Arts.
Okay,
Yes.
I just wanted, I may have missed that. Lydia Knoll retiring?
She is not. She and Jill, the last two, are both going to the educational co-op at Farmington.
Oh, really?
And both of them are taking basically the same job at the co-op, but they're going to be working with all the districts in Northwest Arkansas. We have become a popular place for the co-op to get some really good staff members recently. And I can't complain because I can, but I'm the president of that board at the co-op as well. So
Cut it out.
they're going from us to them. The difference is that over there they'll be working with a large group of school districts, all the school districts in Washington, Benton, and Madison County, and they'll be doing instructional coaching just like they're doing here, and working with teachers across a lot of the smaller school districts so they can have greater influence. And their contract over there is a 240-day contract, which is it's a 205-day contract here. So whereas the pay per day is probably very similar, they're getting 35 more days of pay over there because they work throughout the summer. Anyway, Lydia's been here a long time. Both of them have been very good instructional facilitators for us, and they'll be missed, but we have other people in line to step up as well.
There's been quite a few that have been Midwest too, isn't there?
We have a couple on this list. The two I know is Barbara, the Spanish teacher, and Brittany Hayden. Both of them are going to Bentonville West. And then Ethan Ramsey is going to Bentonville, but I'm not sure if it's West or Bentonville High School. And he actually never worked for us. You all approved him as that position last month, and since then he has gotten better offer and decided that he would like to go over there. So I would recommend that we approve these resignations.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? All right.
So this is a busy time of the year for all of my administrators because we're doing a lot of interviewing, or a lot of interviews and a lot of interviewing. So we also, in addition to 16 resignations, we have 15 certified hires or proposed hires. So I'm going to run through these really quick. Anaya Daniels, our alternative learning K2. Eric Perez, high school assistant boys soccer coach and high school Spanish. Joseph Schultz, high school audiovisual technology and film, AVTF. Rachel Kalanani, high school counselor. James Moses, high school head boys soccer coach and PE. Bo Tillery, high school head girls basketball coach and PE. Mackenzie Turner, high school art. Savannah Ellis, intermediate middle school assistant band director. Brenda Montoya, middle school 7th and 8th grade science. Mike Perez, middle school coach and health PE. Elizabeth Pigeon, Main Street Academy, physical and environmental science. Kristen Griffin Holbert, Northside counselor. Rosie Bishop, Southside 4th grade teacher. Kyla Shiloh, is that? Kyla Shiloh, Southside 3rd grade teacher. Crystal Barnes, Southside 4th grade math and science. And again, the letters or the recommendation sheet from each of the principals or the supervisors are in there, and it contains the years of experience, where they've come from, and a couple of reference quotes.
Are any of them from the co-op?
Excuse me?
Are any of them from the co-op?
No, sir. None of these are from the co-op.
One from NWAC.
Although I will say that, we have feelings when we have people taken from us by the Big Four or the co-op, and our smaller districts have feelings for us when we sometimes take theirs. And so it's a grand party when all of our superintendents get together this time of year.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed?
Have some transfers to announce, certified transfers. Melissa Lesso is moving from intermediate middle school band teacher to middle school assistant band director. So she's still in the band. She's getting a title as middle school band director. Chelsea Chandler is moving from Allen Elementary 1st grade to the Northside pre-K classroom. Sandra Wilt is going from Southside ESL teacher back to Southside instructional coach, or back to an instructional coach. She had been previously an instructional coach and took a year off from that and taught ESL, and now she's going back. Kelly Meeker is transferring from high school literacy instructional coach to become a high school principal in place of Brittany Hayden, who is leaving. So Kelly has been here a long time, been a long time staff member, and has applied a couple of times for assistant principal at the high school, and she is going to be moved into that position. Riley Thompson, Paul's professional, that's a ALE classroom, paraprofessional. The next ones are classified transfers. Riley Thompson is going from ALE paraprofessional to a special ed paraprofessional at Allen. Jessica Thurman is going from Allen library media aide to a Allen classroom aide. And then a couple of coaching changes, shifts. Sharon Jones is going to give up the varsity girls track position and concentrate solely in cross country. So she'll be high school and junior high cross country coach, head coach. Daniel Ramsey is going to move from an assistant track and field coach to the varsity girls track coach, so taking Sharon's spot in that. And then Abby Ray is going to get out of cross country. She's going to remain as our head girls soccer coach, but she is going to step out of cross country for the time being. Some classified hires: Kenzie King, Northside nurse; Misty Giles, high school nurse; Kyla Pierce, special ed paraprofessional at Allen; and a couple of resignations classified: Lynette Jones, intermediate administrative assistant; and Caitlin Thomas, Northside paraprofessional. That is all I have.
Good.
That's it.
Can I ask a quick question?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you know how many open certified teacher positions we have
How many open certified positions right now?
that you're looking to fill between now and when school starts?
I don't know that number off the top of my head. I was looking in Talent Ed today, and we have a number of positions in there. But a number of them are going to be closed after these 15 hires.
I'm working on it right now.
Okay,
If they don't hire, I hire a lieutenant.
Okay,
so
great.
give me a few minutes, and Terry will be able to answer that question,
Okay,
hopefully.
and then classified, are there, I know we have bus positions and janitorial positions. Do you know what's open there?
Terry might be able to get an estimate on that, but that's a little tougher because we have like one posting for bus driver, and I know we have 9 positions.
From the best that I can tell, we have around 85.
No, open. How many open spots do we have? We don't have 85 open spots.
We don't have any.
We have quite a few open positions, okay. Is there concern about filling all of those positions between now and?
I'm not concerned about the certified. I have some concerns in classified. I have concerns in transportation and food service. Those are the 2 that we are most concerned about. We have had actually some open paraprofessional spots all year this year that we never were able to fill. So there's possibility some of those may not get filled as well. I think in talking around, everybody is feeling the same crunch, whether even outside of education. Everybody's having a hard time finding people.
And that's why I'm asking the questions, because what's the strategy to find the people? Is there a strategy?
We have tried to do some additional advertising, looked into it at least.
I'm working on billboard advertising to go up, the 2 digital billboards in town to do that, and doing some radio advertising. And then we have thrown out some ideas about possibly, which is in early discussions, and you guys would have to approve it, but maybe recommend them doing some signing bonuses for certain positions, high need positions.
We are not there yet.
But we are not to the point to bring that as a recommendation, but we have, my thought is, I'm the one that brought it forward, and my thought is, when McDonald's is having a $500 signing bonus after they work 60 days or 90 days, and they're paying $15 an hour to start, we have to compete with that. And so I don't know how else to compete with it other than to do it, but we're gonna do everything we can to try to figure out how to get these. Our kids need to get to school, and our kids need to eat when they're at school.
Yep.
And so we'll have to figure out how to do that.
And are those wages for those positions competitive with other districts and
Other
the
districts?
community and things like that?
Other districts, yes. We're fairly competitive, not with what's going on in our business community probably.
Most of our bus drivers are either retired, right, or have a flexible job at
Correct.
this point.
And we have a few, and we're trying to encourage our bus drivers somebody that wants to be a bus driver or needs a full-time job, we can work with them as a bus driver and a food service, so they can do both and get a full day's work all day. We've also talked to our principals about if we have teachers who wanted to drive a bus either in the morning or afternoon, that we might need to be a little flexible when we schedule their classes so that they can do one or the other. They may not be able to do both because of our staggered start times based on having to take every bus to every campus. But we're willing to do whatever it takes to do it. I do not want to get into the situation where I'm having to call parents and tell them I'm not coming to pick their kid up this morning because we don't have a bus driver now.
And there are other districts
They're doing that.
that this year had to do that on a routine basis because they were in worse shape than we were for drivers. Now, with us losing 8 or 9 this year to retirement, that's a lot of bus drivers for us to fill in 1 year. So
Is there any that would potentially in a crunch come back? Because I know a lot of them are, they're all here locally.
I know Steve has
Got to
been,
see him.
Yes.
He's been twisting their arm. I mean, he's hopeful, but
he's reaching out to some that have quit us 2 and 3 years ago, but we know they're still around and would be capable of doing it. I don't know how much success he's had with that, but he has been reaching out.
Well, it's good to hear that you're looking for creative
Yeah.
opportunities and
Trying to
really
figure
thinking
something
outside the box and trying to.
Coffee shop campaign.
Could JBU maybe be an opportunity with students with flexible schedules that might?
that is definitely something that has been discussed. Because college students could, I mean, we have some people in the district that have started their career with the district driving a bus in college.
We can steal some paper out, people.
There aren't papers anymore.
Just kidding, just kidding.
Have you explored possibility of, like, if someone could work or drive this part of the week and someone else this part of the week? Have you explored that piece?
We haven't talked about that, but that is something we could do. I mean, we would work with somebody if they want, if we had somebody that was interested in flexible scheduling, we would definitely do that in the bus. It's a lot easier to do that in bus if we can match that up.
Yeah. And we absolutely do it with morning and afternoon. So we have several that drive mornings, but don't drive afternoons and vice versa.
Some of those retiree guys might wanna just do 1 day a week or 2 days. Maybe, I don't know. I just.
I expect to see a lot of them on our sub list. And they will drive on occasion.
Sub drivers, yeah.
I think a lot of our retired
Yeah.
drivers do come back and sub for us. Like,
Or we can always open the admin office later. I would love to see Terry behind the wheel of
wouldn't
the
that
bus.
be hilarious? You'd be able to see me on the steering wheel when I'm so short.
And there were other school districts this year that required their principals to drive buses because they had no other options. That's not something we want to get into because then that takes your principals out of the building before school, after school, when kids are arriving and when they're going away. So that's not a good option, but desperate times call for desperate measures sometimes.
The revised number that you were asking about open, 46.
That's certified and classified.
Both.
Across the district.
Well, I'm gonna
What's
be
the
optimistic and think that we're gonna get 100% on the bus
Oh,
drivers.
just put it together.
I hope so.
Okay.
Sure easy. See, I have to find 2, Andre has to
That's
find
right.
2, Graham finds 2, and Travis finds 2.
We have a new board member.
And, yeah, and
Right there.
Chris find, since he's new, he has to find 4.
Well, I think he said he had a CDL, so that's one.
Well, there you go.
Andy has to drive for a year.
Any other questions that we need to talk about, guys?
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Meeting adjourned.